Hello. Today I'm going to talk to you about the history of the autopsy. Okay? Autopsy is the study of a deceased human body to find the cause of death and the extent of the effect of the disease on the body. Okay? There have been major advances in autopsies. Autopsies started as anatomical dissections. What they were doing is just cutting the body open to see how the body works. And they did this for years before they got to where they are now. Okay, right now, autopsies doesn't take long at all. Back in the 16 and 1700s, Giovanni Margami, the father of pathologic anatomy, Margami was an anatomical dissector himself, in that he cut the body apart so that he can see how it works. He wasn't trying to find how disease uh, altered the state of the body. He was just cutting to see how the body works. Okay. Then came along Marie Bichat, the father of histology. Histology is the study of human tissue. Okay. And Bichat, he noted that the tissue was different in the organs of the body. Like the heart had a different tissue than, say, the kidney, or the kidney had a different tissue than the liver, and so on. You know, that all of the tissues were different. Okay. And then after that came Rudolf Virchow, the father of modern pathology. Okay, what Virchow studied were the cells, and he found out that the cells of the body were different after disease, that the disease would alter the cells of the body. Say if you had colon cancer, the cancer is going to alter the cells of the colon. We know that now, but back then it was eye opening to them. This was in the 1800s, so it's come a long ways from now. Okay, Julius Caesar was the first recorded autopsy on record. Okay, Caesar was the Roman emperor that was stabbed 23 times. So he was stabbed in a Senate meeting, and the doctor wanted to find out which stab wound killed Caesar. So they did an autopsy and found out that the stab wound to the heart is the one that killed Caesar. Okay? Okay, why is the autopsy important? Autopsies are important because they provide medical information that can save lives, like we talked about with cancer. Cancer patients, after they passed, they did autopsies on them. They were able to see the different stages that the cancer, okay, the different stages that cancer had on the body, the effects of the cancer on the body at different stages, more what I'm trying to say. And they were able to figure out that different stages require different medications. So that's how, cancer used to be a death sentence. Today, it's not. It's not. You have a pretty good chance of surviving cancer today rather than 200 years ago where it was pretty much over. Okay. And autopsies give information on how the decedent passed. Say you were walking down the street and dropped dead. They'll do an autopsy to see what happened to you. Did you have a heart attack? Did you have a stroke, or what happened to you? And it could be anything, but the autopsy is going to show what happened to you. And I think that's a testament to how far the autopsy has come today, where anything happened to the human body, they can figure it out. Okay. And the autopsy also keeps the hospitals honest, in that if you have a intern or a young doctor working there and he accidentally give the patient the wrong medication, not knowing, and they could do an autopsy and find out, and look at his chart. Okay, he has medication in his system that was not prescribed to him. Be. He shouldn't have had that medication. So it helps the hospitals. Okay. What major impact has the history of the autopsy had on the funeral industry? Okay, the major impact would be in a positive way. It has kept people off the prep table, I guess you could say. It's extended lives in that it's been a major factor in finding cures for diseases, and even if it didn't cure it, it helped you live longer with it. So autopsies have played a major part, you know, in the medical industry and the funeral industry. And that part, like I say, keeping you off the prep table. And negative uh, impacts would be, say, delay in funerals because of an autopsy. But I don't couldn't find much of a reason that an autopsy would delay a funeral. I mean, criminal activity, maybe someone poisoned you. They got to figure out what's in your system. They're gonna do that, but as other than that, it will be an unknown disease like the coronavirus. It was what this time last year when it started, and they do autopsies on them to see how this sickness is affecting the body. So they're making headway on it, and they're coming up with medications for it, and it'll soon be over. It'll soon be over, but it'll you could probably say it creates more time in the prep room preparing the body, being that you have to stitch the autopsy um, cuts up. So maybe an hour or so more prep time, but nothing major. And hospitals are doing fewer autopsies these days because they say it's more expensive, and you have to have doctors um, work in the hospital. Then you have to have doctors doing the autopsies. It used to be that the there was 20% of the people that passed away in the hospital had to be autopsied. They don't do 20% no more, but it's still, you know, pretty expensive. If you wanted to do an autopsy, on someone you love, you could have it done for around anywhere from $3,500 to $6,000. So it's expensive. But another expense the hospitals were occurring was that, like the situation we stated earlier, when you have an intern that make a mistake and someone passed from it, and they go in and do that autopsy and find that this person was given the wrong medication, they have to report that. So when you do that, it's going to create some litigation there. Lawyers are going to be all over it. So that's going to cost the hospital even a little bit more. So they're doing fewer autopsies for those reasons. Okay. Okay. Now the funeral service industry keeps moving forward. We have over 300 million people in the United States. So you're going to see more and more funeral homes. The population is swelling more and more. So you're going to see more funeral homes, pop up. But the autopsy is the one thing that has slowed down the funeral industry, and that it's kept people around longer. So it's going to continue doing what they do, and the funeral industry will continue to do what we do. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.